icLAAo. I can't lose. No reality where I lose. Ever. Today is February 19th, 2026, day 50 of the 100 push-up, 100 squat progressive challenge for a year. Today, we're on month 2 right now, so we're doing 110 push-ups, 110 squats for the rest of this month. Now, the lesson for today. The lesson for today is that little do you realize the reason that you don't achieve your goals, the reason that you don't feel motivated, the reason why you don't have high self-esteem is because you're constantly talking to yourself in negative ways. You're constantly telling yourself how you're not good enough, how you're not smart enough, how you're not supposed to be there, how you're not supposed to be here, how, oh, you usually are like this, and how most of your family's like this, or how, oh, I've never been able to do this. This consistent negative self-talk. I'm not smart enough to do this. And what you tell yourself is what's going to happen. The words that come out of your mouth, the thoughts that you think about yourself is what's going to happen. Winners only think positive thoughts about themselves. I never say anything negative about myself. As far as I'm concerned, I'm perfect. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing I can't do. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the best and I can't lose. I always talk positive about myself. I always hype myself. I always tell myself I can do it, and that's why I'm able to do it. So never talk negative about yourself, because a lot of people don't realize how powerful those words truly are. Let's get it.
Our fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you'll attain the heights of power. You can clearly see this law in the story of King Louis XIV and his finance minister, Nicolas Fouquet. Who was Louis XIV? He reigned as the absolute monarch of France from 1643 to 1715. His infamous quotes, "L'État, c'est moi."
25
I
push
am
up.
the state, and après moi, le déluge. After me, the flood, provide us with a brief but revealing glimpse into his inner world. He portrayed himself as the Sun King and had such might and power among his lands that he could make any decision he wanted without discussion. He would ask for a pen, and the whole room would be fighting each other for the chance to give him theirs, as to get in his good graces, or be able to say they've done the great king a favor. His need to be the center of attention always would prove to be the downfall of Nicolas Fouquet.
25 squat.
In 17th century France, Nicolas Fouquet has his throne one day. He spared those who conspired against him and was able to win over enemies with his generosity. Song was finally able to break the pattern of coups, violence, and civil war. Lessons for working with friends and enemies. Friends will not openly disagree with you in order to avoid arguments. Enemies expect nothing, so they will be surprised when you are generous. An enemy spared the guillotine will be more
50
grateful to you than a
push
friend.
up.
When you decide to hire a friend, you will discover qualities they have kept hidden. Be on the lookout for any signs of emotional disturbance, such as envy and ingratitude. Skill and competence are more important than friendly feelings. Hiring friends will limit your power. All working situations require a kind of distance between people. You destroy an enemy when you make a friend of him. An enemy at your heels keeps you sharp, alert, and focused. Law number 3, conceal your intentions. Have you ever heard of a skillful general who intends to surprise a citadel, announcing his plan to his
25
enemy?
squat.
Conceal your purpose and hide your progress. He wanted to go to war, but he knew that the king was not in favor of it. He also knew the Prussian army was not prepared, so he devised a clever way. He publicly stated his praises for the Austrians and talked about the madness of war. Many deputies changed their votes. Had Bismarck announced his real intentions, arguing it was better to wait now and fight later, he would not have won. Most Prussians wanted to go to war at that moment, and
75
mistakenly
push up.
believed their army to be superior to the Austrians. Had he gone to the king, his sincerity would have been doubted. By giving misleading statements about wanting peace and concealing his true purpose, Bismarck's speech catapulted him to the position of prime minister. He later led the country to war against the Austrians at the right time, when he felt the Prussian army was more capable and united with Germany. Yet another example. The Duke of Marlborough used this in the Spanish Succession. During the War of the Spanish Succession in 1711, the Duke of Marlborough, head of the English army, wanted to destroy a key French fort because it protected a vital thoroughfare into France. Yet he knew that if he destroyed it, the French would realize what he wanted, to advance down that road. Instead, and on to the silent Louis, they revealed more and more about themselves, information he would later use against them to great effect. In the end, Louis's silence kept those around him terrified and under his thumb. It was one of the foundations of his power. As Saint-Simon wrote, no one knew as well as he how to sell his words, his smile, even his glances. Everything in him was valuable because he created differences, and his majesty was enhanced by the sparseness of his words. Saying less than necessary is not for kings and statesmen only. In most areas of life, the less you say, the more profound and mysterious you appear. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstone of power. In the social realm, appearances are the barometer of almost all our judgments. Your reputation will protect you in the dangerous game of appearances, distracting the probing eyes of others from knowing what you're really like, and giving you a degree of control over how the world judges you a powerful position to be in. Why is reputation important? A strong reputation increases your presence and exaggerates your strengths without you having to spend much energy. It can also create an aura around you that will instill respect, even fear. In the fighting in the North African desert during World War II, the German general Erwin Rommel had a reputation for cunning and deceptive maneuvering that struck terror into everyone who faced him. Even when his forces were depleted and the British tanks outnumbered his by 5 to 1, entire cities would be evacuated at the news of his approach. As they say, your reputation inevitably precedes you, and if it inspires respect, a lot of your work is done for you before you arrive on the scene. Or
No, really, I lose.
during China's War of the Three Kingdoms.